Republican congressional candidate charged with body slamming a reporter.
And the reporter Ben Jacobs, he's standing by for our exclusive with him, and we're going to hear from him in a moment.
Not the kind of thing you expect to see in a congressional race. It all happened on the eve of a special election for an empty House seat. Voters in Montana going to the polls today, and the whole incident sparked by a question about health care. Jacobs was trying for a response from Republican candidate Greg Gianforte to that big headline from the Congressional Budget Office that the GOP health care bill will lead to 23 million more insured in the next decade. This is a big race. The White House Democrats fighting hard. ABC's David Wright has the story. Good morning, David.
Good morning, George. You know, we talk about covering the rough and tumble of politics. Well, normally that's just a figure of speech. But in Bozeman, Montana, not so much. A special election there to choose the state's one and only House member. The frontrunner now facing criminal charges, accused of body slamming a reporter for asking a tough question.
Murphy states that he was just assaulted by Greg Gianforte. States Greg body slammed him and kicked his arm. RP has the recording of it break.
Overnight, Montana's Republican candidate for Congress, Greg Gianforte, cited for misdemeanor assault.
I'm sick and tired of you guys.
The candidate was about to do an interview with Fox News when Guardian U.S. reporter Ben Jacobs, uninvited, came into the room to ask him a question.
To the CBO score, because you know you were waiting to make your decision about health care until you saw the bill and it just came out. And what you thought
we'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, but there's not going to be time. I'm just curious if you
Okay,
had
speak
right
with
now.
Shane, please.
Jacobs captured the sound of what happened next.
I'm sick and tired of you guys. The last time that came in here, you did the same thing. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. The last guy did the same thing. You were the Guardian?
Yes, and you just broke my glasses.
The last guy did the same damn thing.
You just body slammed me and broke my glasses.
Get the hell out of here.
Crew from Fox News watched in disbelief. They say Gianforte grabbed Jacobs by the neck with both hands and slammed him into the ground behind him. The Fox crew says Gianforte then began punching the reporter. As Gianforte moved on top of Jacobs, he began yelling something to the effect of, "I'm sick and tired of this." Jacobs' account was also partly confirmed by a BuzzFeed reporter outside the room who looked in as the altercation was already underway.
And then all of a sudden there was a huge crash, like very audible. Everyone heard it. And saw Ben's feet kind of like come up the way someone does when they're getting knocked over.
Gianforte's campaign blames Jacobs. In a statement, the campaign insists the candidate was merely grabbing for the phone that he says Jacobs pushed into his face. Quote, "It's unfortunate that this aggressive behavior from a liberal journalist created this scene at our campaign volunteer barbecue." But the local Fox account directly contradicts that, noting, "To be clear, at no point did any of us who witnessed this assault see Jacobs show any form of physical aggression toward Gianforte." Now, 3 of the state's biggest newspapers, as of this morning, have rescinded their endorsements. This is a race for a seat once held by President Trump's new Secretary of the Interior. Not clear how this incident is going to affect that race, though. Gianforte has been in the lead, but a lot of people in Montana vote early.